be curious again.
And one fish, two fish. And one fish, two fish. And a red fish, blue fish. And one fish, two fish. And a red fish, blue fish. All right, I think that's looking fine. And one fish, two fish. You know what? I should clean up the decorations a little bit. I think that's looking fine. And one fish, two fish. You know what? I should clean up the decorations a little bit. I think. Oh, let's double check the YouTube. Oh, so many browsers open, so little time. All right, I think that's good. Let's come over here. Let's go over to here. Hey, that's me. There we go. Get that volume up. Hey, that's me. There we go. All right, YouTube is sounding good. We'll put YouTube over here. Hey, that's me. There we go. Do that. All right, let's get rid of the Christmas decorations. I've got the Galev, the Swedish goat. I understand it actually is collapsed. I think the goat has collapsed at this point. I can hear myself in the background somewhere. Where am I? Am I there? Nope. Is it over here? Oh, that's not muted. All right, that is now muted. Got it. All right, let's bring up the OBS. I'll put OBS over here. Let's see if we can select the goat. Let's come over here to sources. Video capture cutout. That's what I got there. That is the Gavle goat. So we'll hide the goat for another year. We'll see if we can find Mac the Commie Snowman. There's Mac. All right, we'll put Mac away. Oh, I got a Christmas tree back there. Let's see if we can get the Christmas tree. I'm not. Where is that freaking Christmas tree? You know what? Let's take a look over here. Image wreath. You know what? There's the tree. We can get rid of the tree there. And we'll get rid of the wreath. And do I have something for garland? I'm going to leave the snowfall. Winter still works. Seasonal items. Garland. There's the garland. All right, there we go. Clean that up a little bit. I'm going to leave the Betty Page Happy New Year's background on for now. Although the 2026 got cut off a little bit. It's behind the chat, but you can't see it. All right, I think that's good. I think the snow. What is the command for snowfall anyhow? I forget. I set that up. Is it a bit reward? It might even be a bit reward. Let me just take a double check here. Fireworks. Did I not set you up as a bit reward? Are you just a? Oh no, wait. There it is. 500. 500. It's a channel. It's a channel redeem. There it goes. All right, that works still. All right, let's so we did the sword on Tuesday. Let's start texturing up the sword. I still have to kind of consider making belts and things, but today we'll focus on texturing the sword. I'm still trying to get the aerobics outfit submitted to Daz. That is in the works. Hopefully I'll finish that tomorrow. I haven't heard from Valkyrie yet, though, so I'm not sure if she's going to do an add-on for this one or not. It could be the holidays and it's got her tied up, so we'll see. We'll see. I'm gonna get Blender up here. I want to try something with Blender. I have that wrap thing. I want to see if I can take that and use it for adding extra normal map detail. Wild Fang, that's what we're calling you. Oh, and I did want to tweak that a little bit. Okay, so what we need to do is we need a little bit of extra. I'm going to clean the scabbard up a little bit. I've got way too much geometry on these edges. And we're also going to put some splits in here so we get a little bit better UV mapping in here and here. I'm trying to think where I want to put those. Should I just take these edges? You know what? I think we'll break the edges off separately. Yeah, I think we're going to do that. Anywho, let's come over here. Let's turn that off. So what I do is I've got, and my clipping's too much. Let's tweak that a little bit. We'll change the clip start to be a smaller. So there we go. We can see that. We're going to get rid of these. Or maybe, yeah, we're going to get rid of these loops right here, here, and here. And we'll just dissolve those out. Hey, Charles found the snowfall too. Hopefully it works. Let's hit the delete key. Let's try that again. Hit the delete key. Dissolve edges. Going to get rid of those. Let's put a mark a seam there. And you know what? I think I'm going to mark a seam right along through here. Missed. That's it. We'll separate that out. Where's the thing? Mark seam. There it is. All right, let's get the other side. Here. And I don't know, did I hit the right thing? I did not. There we go. What do I got going on? I got something weird going on in here, don't I? Oh, you know what? I do want to, maybe we will mark a seam there. Although I think I wanted one right there. And I've got some weird goofiness. You know what? We're going to clean these up as well. Let's not mark that. Let's mark this. Let's see, what do we got right now? You know, and this is kind of the same deal. We can kind of delete these out. So we'll dissolve those. I hit the wrong thing. Dissolve edges. There we go. I think I've got some weirdness. Yo, Willie, how are you doing? I got some weirdness going on here, so let's see if we can fix. Is that what it's supposed to do? Are you connecting to that? You are connecting to that. You're probably okay then. I think I dissolved something down. Oh, you know what? You guys are a little wonky. I'm going to fix these through here. That got a little off. We'll fix that up. Is that right? We'll scale those on the Y to 0. And then just move that back over here. And that gives me that clean edge that I was looking for. So I think that's good. You know what? I do know I got a lot of extra geometry in spots like this. So we're going to clean those up. Can I just do 1, 2, and 3? Nope, I don't want to do it that way. I want to do it like this. And then we're going to dissolve out those extra edges. And I've got a couple other bumps in here, so we're going to clean those up as well. Like right here. I still got to add your DeviantArt to your call out. You know what? Let's do that right now. Hold on a second. Dissolve those. Turn around. I'm going to finish dissolving these edges out, and then we're going to change Willie's command. Then we're going to use Willie's command. 2 and 3, and dissolve that. There we go. We're saving hundreds of polys. And I'm going to do the same thing over here because we don't need this, that, and that. I do need that. Those can be dissolved. All right, those are all looking good. You know what I probably don't need is I can probably, you know what, I'm going to leave those. I think this is good. Let me see how this is unwrapping now. 3AU angled base. Are you? That's probably going to be okay. Except do I have any weird? That's a little weird. Where are you? I'm not sure where that face is. Are you on the inside or something somewhere? Oh, that's weird. That's not a good shape at all. Let's take a look if we can fix that. Actually, let's tweak Willie's command. Yo, Leo. You're looking sharp. Yuck, yuck, yuck. Yeah, happy New Year to everybody. It's the coldest day of the year up north. I'm sorry about that. It's not exactly warm here either. 18 Fahrenheit. I'm not sure what that is in Celsius. I really wish my temperature would display both Celsius and Fahrenheit, honestly. I know that's like negative something Celsius, though. What do I want to say? 18 is like 16 degrees. And if we do the thing, it's like, now you're a streaker. Oh, that's right. We're tweaking Willie's command. So let's go to Streamlabs. I'll do that on screen too until we get to where we need to be. I gotta log in with the old Twitch account. Why are you not? Oh, no, I'm logging in with Twitch. There we go. It's like -8 Celsius. Maybe it was like -16 this morning when he finally woke up. It's too cold. That's the sort of thing that really motivates you to not really wake up, right? I'm not getting out of bed. I don't care what the temperature is inside. Outside is just too cold. I still had to go out and we got like a little bit of snow on the driveway last night. It's annoying. But it's so freaking cold. If I drive over it and pack it down, it's going to turn to ice. So I ran the snow thrower just to try to get just like not even a half an inch of snow as much as I could off the driveway so that it doesn't all turn into a sheet of ice when it gets packed down. And also have to make sure to get the car cleared. I don't want snow to stay on the car or else that becomes a frozen mess. So that's always fun. And the birds always appreciate it when I clear the ground. I forgot what I'm doing. I'm changing Willie's command. That's right. Let's bring this over here. We're going to go to CloudBot. I'm going to look at Willie's stuff over on screen too for his DeviantArt. Where are you looking? Commands. There's our Willie command. All right, let's edit that. You can follow our friend, Willie Brodas Art on Twitter. There's the Twitter. And show your support over at Ko-Fi. And check them out at DeviantArt. And let me go get the DeviantArt link. Oh, there you go. I don't even have to get it. Willie dropped it in chat. How convenient is that? Am I copying you? Control C. Control V. I think that's good. We'll confirm that. Command updated. All right, let's see how this works. There you go. And you know what? I haven't shouted out Charles yet. I was waiting for people to get here. Go check out Charles. Doesn't actually stream a lot, but you can check out his Discord. I did something wrong with this scabbard. So we're going to, you know what? We're going to group these into a collection. I'm going to just hide that collection for a minute while I finish the scabbard up. Oops, what are you? Oh, Blade needs to go into the collection as well. Hey, no worries, man. All right, let's see if we can... What did I do here? Oh, I think I see what happened. Those somehow got stretched out in a weird way. These are all supposed to be kind of flat and lined up over here. Let's see if we can fix this. Kind of like from here to maybe here. I have a feeling I got something still kind of missing. You guys are in weird shapes. This is going to look funny for just a second here. Scale Y0 and scale Y0. Okay. All right, I think I've disaster averted. This is going to be what's going to pass for my scabbard, I think. I think we're good. Let's see how this unwraps. And you know what? I probably can go ahead and unwrap. Mark seams on these edges right here. So I think I've got one marked over here already. And we'll do the same thing with the other spots. So I'm going to put a seam in here. Put a seam right there. And we'll do another one down in here. And that probably should be good, more than good enough. All right, let's go back to UV editing. 3A and U. So I kind of like all of that. That looks like it's still connected to that. That's probably going to be fine, though. You know what we're going to do? We're going to move this over here. I'm going to put this on the same map with the sword. So let's bring all of this together. Let's tab out. Let's grab all of this. And you know what? I'm going to call you Scabbard. That'll just make things easier. We are going to get the texturing this, don't worry. Scabbard, blade, guard. That actually should probably say pommel. It's actually the pommel gem. I'm just going to call it pommel. Hilt, light. Why do I got a light in here? You get out of there. You don't belong in there. Bad light. Okay, there we go. Let's do this. All right, let's tab in. Let's select all of that. Let's equalize the textile density of this to this. And I think you're down here somewhere. Adjust TD to unselected. That is good. Is that actually accurate? It is accurate because it's broken up into chunks. So I can just take this and drag it in over here. That's probably good. And now I have the sword and the scabbard. I can't get this unless I chop the blade up. But right now the length of the blade is driving the size of the map. And it's probably good. And you know what? Maybe I'll just move that a little bit more over there. Probably be fine. Okay, one thing I want to do is I've got this wrappy thing. I want to put a wrap on here, and then I'm going to kind of use that to do a normal map bake. So this is going to be... That's a little dense, isn't it? Did I have a lighter version of that by any chance? Probably not at this point. Can I... Yo, DJ Ray, how are you doing? Let me try to decimate this or unsubdivide. I had just maybe one too many levels of subdivision on there, I think. Do we have that? Is it generate? Is it decimate? Can we do a decimate on that? Unsubdivide one level. And then can I apply that? And then does that... Ooh, unsubdivide is nasty, isn't it? Maybe if we do 2 levels. Let's try this. We'll try that. Control A. You know, that looks fine. I've got a little bit of goofiness in here. But I think that's a little bit... It still has the same basic shape. Happy New Year, Ray. Did I say that? I said that to you last night. I watched you last night. That's right. I was hanging out with DJ Ray. Let's fix that. I got this weird stress in this thing. We can fix that. 3A. Let's come over here to mesh. Let's do normals and reset vectors. Did that not do anything? Nope. Maybe we recalculate them. Mesh. Normals. Recalculate outside. That doesn't seem to be doing anything. Mesh. I'm not worrying about this too much. He said still working with it. Smooth vectors. It's probably fine. Okay. Let's go back to layout. All right, we're actually done with the UV mapping. I want to try... Oh, I see what's going on. There's a extra geometry in there. It's causing the stress. I could put some sharps in there. Let's see. Do I have my... You know what? Down here, we're going to bring up our object browser. Or we'll bring up our asset browser. And here's this Wrapmaster add-on. I think I'm going to try to add that to that. Oh no, this doesn't work in 5. I'm going to undo that. Let's control. I have to open up an older version of Blender to use this. So we're going to do that. Controls. Save that. Close this. Look for an older version of Blender. I'm not sure. Are you 4.5 right there? 4.5. We're going back to 4.5. Because my add-on doesn't work with 5 yet. That's the way things always work. Everybody updates, and then everybody has to update their plugins and add-ons because they no longer work. Anyhow, let's try this. File, open. I don't think this is in here anymore, is it? Nope. Just do that. Don't save. Let's go to projects. I think I created a folder called Fantasy for this. Actually, I think there was a folder already called Fantasy. There we are. Wild Fang. Whip. There we go. Now I can take this, drop that on there. We're going to set this up so it sort of sizes up to this handle. So I'm going to kind of get it around like that. And can I just make it smaller? I'm going to wrap this around the handle, and then I'm going to use it to help generate. Do I have? I do. That can become 0. That would become minus 90. And that will become minus 90. And I think we're kind of good. And if we come over here, we can see all our options for the Wrap Master. If I turn thickness off, I'm going to leave thickness on. And so we want to wrap that up kind of like that. I'm going to adjust, you know what, maybe make it a little thicker. Layer push. Gives us a little bit of a, does that kind of one layer on top of the next. Okay, snap to surface. We're going to do that. And I'm going to see if I can get it to go onto here. It's not doing a really good job, is it? That's, I don't know. Let's turn that off and see if we can. Am I just... That's probably my problem right there. GZ, if I move you down a little bit, how does that work with our snap to surface? That is much better. I'm going to tighten that up a bit. And I think we might adjust these just a little bit. Let's tweak this. So where's our, we have a thickness? We do have a thickness. We're going to make that. Well, I want it to be that, but it's not coming out on the sides, is it? I think we can probably tweak this a little bit. Maybe not. I thought I was scaling on those. It's on the inside. Why did it go on the inside? What you know what? Let's apply all transforms. Now can I just scale you till you... No. If we tab in, is maybe offset. Let's try this. 0.001. Oh, there we go. That's kind of what I'm trying to do. Do I have an option for tucking it in? Tuck end. There we go. Almost there. I'm going to trim some of this off. Let's see if we can get you out a little further like that. Scale X. Scale Z. Scale X. I don't know why it... Oh, I should select the whole thing. Scale X. Scale Z. All right, and then maybe we just adjust the offset a little bit more till it does that. Now let's see if we can tweak. Is that doing anything? Hey, Rod, how are you doing? Tuck end. Overlap segments. They have the segments overlap. Ooh. Well, that's a nice shape. I like that. Layer push. We can dial that back. I'm still not getting a good wrap on this. We don't need a tear. That didn't seem to really do any. I probably should just convert it to a curve or something. Or maybe, you know what I'm going to do is we're going to make the ends a little bit larger, and it'll probably be good like that. And then on this one, I'm going to make the ends a little larger to cover those up. So we'll scale that, but not on Y, and just kind of do that. Maybe move it forward a little bit more. Actually, you know what? We're going to do that and then move it forward a little bit more. Actually, I want to move it back just a little bit more. And then I'm going to move it forward a little bit. Kind of like that. Oh, except this is now... You know what I'm going to do? I'm happy with this shape. We're going to... Can I just convert you to a mesh? I should just dupe this, right? Shift D that. Hide this. Select this one. Do I get to convert to mesh like that? And when I go in, it looks something like that. And I can tweak this a little bit. So I got some weirdness going on over here. We'll fix that. And now I can come back into here and tweak this a little bit further. Like that. And now I know it's kind of covering up. And then I'm going to tweak the just this end. And I'm going to just pull you back a hair. Scale you, but not on the Y. So you just cover up over that wrap. Expand that, and then I'm going to just maybe slide you forward a little. You need to be a little bit larger, just a little bit larger right there. Okay, I think that's going to be good. No, I'm not planning on keeping this geometry in the final version. I'm going to kind of try to, or I think we're about ready to start, although I think I need to make a UV map for that. Or do I? I might not need a UV map. I'm going to try to do this without UV mapping that. But I think we're ready. I'm going to move the scabbard over. I'm going to make a copy of the scabbard and place it off to the side so I can texture the scabbard and the sword. And we're going to hide the original scabbard like that. And I'm going to take this and these parts. You know what? I think I'm going to join all of that together now. And then I'm going to make a copy of that. And then I think I'm going to take that copy and I'm going to combine it with the wrap. And that's going to be sword high. Do that. Let's give our material some obnoxious colors before we export it. What do we got over here? Okay, scabbard and scabbard metal is the only ones there. And you know, I should probably apply edge right in here. I'm thinking I need to add some hardware or something in here, but I haven't quite decided. I might just line this up next to the belt and do it that way, is what I'm thinking. I do still want a material right here. Should I have closed that off? I probably should add an inside material into here and here. Doughy. We can still do that. I could probably do a solidify and then clean up. You know what? We're going to do that. We're going to get rid of this and then redo this. And then I have to remap it Doughy. So let's remove those faces. Let's put a solidify on here. Generate solidify. Let's make that thickness 0.002. It's probably good. Now when I apply that, I've got all these extra faces in here. We're going to clean that up. I'm going to then reapply my edges for this. So let's do that. So we're going to apply that, right? Then we're going to come in here. I'm going to select that. Did I not? I did clean that up. Delete that. And then I think I can Control L and that gets all the inside faces there because now they're disconnected. Is that right? Nope. There we go. I got them all now. So these are all those inside faces. You're not going to, I just need the inside faces up here on the top. Those we don't need, so we can just delete those. This is good. I think I've got seams still marked in here. Let's go back to you over here. So we're going to want to kind of keep that over there, right? I will need the sword. Let's remap you. Let's take you and put you over there for just a second. Let's come back over to, say, tab out. Select that and that. I selected the wrong thing. Select that. You are not looking healthy. I gotta redo this blade. Something went amiss there. I thought I had it all nice and neat. Apparently not. That's better. Although I'm at a weird angle. Let me see if we can do that a different way. That is not good. Maybe smart. No, I think I have to re-straighten these up. I think that's what happened. It's probably good. That's probably fine. I think I'm going to straighten these two up too. This one. And that one. And yeah, we'll straighten these up as well. Which way do you go? I don't know. No, I think you go like that. Probably somewhere in there. The rest of these being crooked isn't so important. That's looking pretty straight. All right, these are pretty good. We'll come over here and we'll pack that up like so. Step out, select that, and select this. Pop in. Nope, I selected everything again. Damn it. Select that. Select that. Tab. We are good. Grab all of this. Come over to this again and adjust to TD. There we go. Then I can just stick this in the corner here. I think I'm good now. Layout. All right, we're going to export a couple of times. I'm going to export blade and scabbard. Oh, I was doing colors. That's right. Scabbard is good. Let's do blade. Let's see. Guard's got a hilt base, got a color. Hilt metal has got a color. Maybe we make you something like that. You are using a complicated material. I'm going to clean that up. That's not what I wanted. I wanted shading. There we go. You know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to cloth map. We'll just get rid of that and we'll replace it with a not a, yeah, I wanted a texture. It's the is it Shift A? Something shader. Is it color? No, I thought it was texture. Input, nope. Output color. Converter. Shader. That's a shader. Principled BSDF. That's what I'm looking for. Okay. No output mode. Oh, I need an output node. Oh no. Chris forgot an output node. Let's try this again. Shift A, output, material output, and then we just plug this into that. And then I can probably change the color, right? I think I can now do that from over here. And then we can just do this, and I think I'm good. All right. All right, now I'm ready for my exporting. So I want blade, and I want this. So we're going to save this. I'm going to save this twice. So once with no materials. And use the DAS preset, no materials, export. Okay, we want once with materials. Activate, and I'm just going to overwrite that one there. Then I want this and this. This is the one with the wrap that I'm just going to use to bake in a normal map and a height map, I think. So we can kind of get that texture kind of built into it. That's what I'm trying to do. So I'm just going to call it high because it's got extra geometry. Do that with materials, probably good. Export that. All right, hit save. We're ready to go play with. Finally, an hour later, I'm ready to play with Substance for a sword that was basically done before I started. And I miss what Rod was saying. Not sure what I'm doing, but I'm doing. Keep on keeping on, baby. All right, close that. File new. Let's select. Let's go over to projects, fantasy, Wild Fang, web. I want this one here with no materials for our starting point. Okay, I'm going to bake off the high version, and then we're going to get the IDs off the low version. So let's go over to baking mesh maps. I'm going to go ahead with this for right now. Actually, let me try for, I don't need ID and I don't need thickness. And we're going to bake this against this high version here. We'll see how that works. I'm going to leave the cage. Are you not moving? Oh, there we go. I always forget what program I'm in. Do I want to tighten that cage up a little bit maybe? If I say 0.01, I'm going to try it like this and then we might end up, okay, I can see this red stuff sticking out. So we're going to change our cage so that we're not quite pushing outside of that. So try 0.004. That seems to have done the trick. I think that might work. We'll try that. All right, bake selected items. Let's see how this goes. Okie dokie. Turn you off, turn you off, turn you off, you and you. Do this. Now we're going to bring in the other version just to get our ID maps baked better. And get rid of you. Select you. That's good, but then we're just going to change these to be 0.01, but really small. And same thing with this. Okay. And then I'm going to try to bake that. Did that work? All right, let's go take a look. Let's put you over there. Ooh, I see the wrap in here. Nice. So that's what I was trying to do, is get this nice little wrap texture baked into here. So that sort of worked. It's got a little bit of a doohickey here. Kind of bled through a little bit. We might touch that normal map up later on. I don't know how it's looking on the other end. Over there is looking okay. That didn't get a weird. All right, let's just start dropping some materials on this stuff. I'm going to put a leather on here and here. Let's start with brass. Hey, catch you later. I'm going to go. Hey, thanks for being here, Charles. Always a pleasure to see you, buddy. Take care. All right. I normally would do this, but let's see how this works. I don't like that. Never mind. What do you look like? That's not quite. Nah, you know what? We're going with our regular. Oh my, I've got to re-export this. There is I need to do some smoothing on this to re-export it. Dang it. All right. Round 2. Select shade smooth. Select shade smooth. And shade smooth. All right, let's export this again. So this and this. So scabbard and blade. I got to do that twice. So export. Sword. Export again. No materials. No materials. There we go. Okay, now we want high and scabbard and export that as high. Get back over into here. We're going to update our geometry project configuration. So we're going to rebring you in. And do I have to just bake you? Are you actually smoothed? You're not actually looking that smooth. Let's try to tweak the shade smoothing. Oh, now you're shade smooth. What the Farfignugan? Fine, be that way. And I gotta do that again, but with materials. And you go over. Okay. Now we come back in here. We're going to update this project configuration. No materials. Say, okay, that's better. I don't know if I have to rebake my mesh map. I probably should. So we'll do that. I don't think do. I have to rebake the ID map? The ID map's probably good. ID map's looking fine. I'm going to bake the other ones just to be sure that they're okay, though. So let's go back into bake mesh maps. Get rid of you. Load in the high version. Reset you to be 0.004. I have no idea. What did I click on here? Oh, I know what's going on. Never mind. It's my cage size. This thing is too stupid. That's better. Oops, I hit the tab. Don't hit the tab. 001. We'll do that. All right, let's rebake these at 4K. Probably good. Oh, it's done. Okay, back to painting. Let's go back to material. I think I'm going to put some sharps on here and rebake these over on the scabbard. Right through here. I have a couple more over here I need to get. Like right through here and here. Okay, and then I'm going to go run down here. do these edges, this, and this. And then I want a couple more right over here, for here and here. All right, let's do this again. Okay, you and you. Materials doesn't really matter. I'm gonna leave that checked on. Override that. Then we're just gonna go you and you. And I think I just need this for no materials. And then we pop back over here and we'll update. There we go. I don't know if I have to actually do anything else. I don't think I'm going to do anything else. All right, we're ready. I need a leather. Maybe that. And I'll add that to the scabbard and I'll scale those up. Did I get a, what does my AO look like? I did get that. Okay, so I'm going to try to burn this. Does that actually work in here? What's the height map look like? Did the height map get? Height map didn't pick up off of that. Did I not? I can probably just live with the normal. So I do also want that on the scabbard, I think. Although maybe it makes sense to have them be different. I don't know, I'm crazy about that look. What about you, horse leather? Maybe the horse leather. Maybe not. Let's see what else we got here. Leather calf grain. So that's kind of a complex. Ooh, I like that. Yeah, that works. And you know what? I think that will make it nice. Also on the scabbard, so we'll do this. And then there's the scabbard edge. Oh, I didn't break apart the scabbard edge. Never mind. Although I do have this artifact from the ID mapping, which we can clean up over here. If I can find that. So somewhere in here. I'm not even sure where that is. It's probably like this or this. I'm actually, you know what? I'm going to put you underneath here. And then what I'm going to do is we're going to set up the mask. So this is all leather and then we can put the brass on top of it. So with this, can I add just like a paint layer? And then I'm going to turn the brass off and then do this. Oops. I don't want to do it that way though, because we want to UV that one. Okay, then I'm going to turn you off and then I can just come in here and just paint all of that. And I should be able, or maybe just make you bigger. And then we can put the brass back on. Looking good. I've got to switch the brass because I'm seeing that normal map bleeding through from underneath. So we're going to fix that. So right in here, come over here, say height, and switch that to normal. Yo, Art, how are you doing? Happy New Year. And that normal map, is that normal? That's an EMISA map. Normal map. Right here, I want normal map to be normal. I think that worked. We're texturing a sword. You know what? Those should kind of be brass too. So we'll add those. Boop. You made it. Lost an hour somewhere. Uh-oh. Did you look under your chair? Steel. Does that look good? Am I done? All right, we're going to call this, I'm going to group all of these together. You had an El Cid replica long ago. The cops took it. What? When you were swatted a few years back. Took a replica? What? Are you not allowed to own swords? I'm not saying nothing about my sword collection. That was just a cop wanting an El Cid replica for themselves, wasn't it? That dude went score. Not up your sleeveless sleeve either. They couldn't find your guns. Totally missed your ninja swords openly displayed too. But they took the the right to bear arms doesn't. Um, I know. I guess it depends on the state. That's right. Right to bear arms doesn't include swords. However, don't come for my automatic weapons. Damn it. It was about the time people were using swords in Europe. You mean the Dark Ages? How old are you, Art? All right, I'm happy with that. I'm going to close that down. I'm going to call that base. I need to find some stuff to put in here for detailing, though. I needed some sort of little pattern to put on here and in here. And then I want some sort of thing to stamp into here. And then maybe we could also put something over here. Heard plenty of those last night. Swords. Oh, automatic weapons. I know you can't own silencers, which actually I watch way too many YouTube videos, obviously, because silencers actually have a very they have a real practical application for people who own guns and use them regularly. And they don't actually silence; they're just suppressors, right? It just means they cause less damage to your eardrums. They were probably worried the Black Panthers were going to use silencers, and that's why it became illegal. All right, let's like actually, do we have a dirty steel in here while we're over here? Steel rust. What is the steel rust looking like? I like that. All right, we have steel rust. Um, let's do the brass again. There was a worn brass in here somewhere. Right there, grinder brass. So we're going to use that there. There. And there. Had your silencer along with your 9mm confiscated by an 87, a factory silencer, which you should have took off and put in your toolbox. Yeah. Oh, dang. Cheap viewers. F you, dude. My viewers ain't cheap. Well, most of my viewers aren't cheap. Some are cheap. All right. I gotta, hold on a second. I gotta pop over to, there it is. Boom. Die. You gravy sucking pig. Oh, I haven't shouted out Rod either yet. Rod Shelley. All right, let's find our worn leather. Leather damage. What do you look like? I don't know if you're damaged enough. Let's try worn leather chest. I like worn leather chest. That's looking good. Actually, worn leather chest looks good for the base material. I might end up just using that as the base. Let's also apply, you know what? Let's also apply you to the scabbard separately like that. I kind of like that. I think these are looking good. Let me see if I can find some Celtic artwork we can add to this. Or Norse artwork. Do we have Norse artwork? I don't know. I know we have. I know I have the Dover Celtic collection somewhere. Dover clip art. There we go. There's my Dover clip art collection from CD. Maybe Art Nouveau. I'm not crazy. I'm not sure. Do I not have Celtic in here? What the perfect nougat? I do have Celtic. It's right there. Celtic Vectors. Let's take a look at images and JPEGs, and let's come in here. So what I want is maybe a circular design that we could put on the pommel. Actually, I kind of like that's kind of cool because this is a little more generic. So I might go with that. And then what I want is maybe couple of little thin pieces. That's a little overly ornate, but that's kind of maybe something basic like that. I'll put that on the hand. We'll see. I'm thinking. Do 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 do. Nope. Not quite. Not quite doing it for me. We're looking. We're looking. Actually, I kind of like that one. 84. Remember 84? Okay, we have more to look at. I should probably widen this up so I can see like 3 at a time. I don't want something overly complicated. But I do want it to be kind of small, kind of thin. Not an it's something genericish like that. But that might do. Have I used that before? I may have used that before. I'm thinking. Maybe that. Maybe I just do a bunch of these. Use, I don't know, what others do we have? What do the Native American motifs look like? See if I can find something really abstract that doesn't look like it's distinctively Native American. I might also look at the Art Nouveaux. That's our next. Yeah, I think I'm just going to jump straight to the Art Nouveaux. Let's take a look at those. You know, like a cool little thin squiggle. Ooh, that's kind of interesting. Can I bend that into shape? I don't know if I can. I'm thinking Celtic. I think I'm just going to go back to. If I had something relatively simple like that that was longer, or not, you know what? Maybe we could take this and stamp it up and down and start it, and then yeah, and then flip that around and put that under that and put it on the main. I'm thinking I'm going to abuse that. Yeah, let's rework that a couple of times, and then we'll fit it on the sword. And now I've lost it. Dang it. There it is. All right, let's open this up with Photoshop. I think I can, and also let's save out the UV map for this. Oh, I already, no, I didn't. There it is. Okay. So I want these two, UV editing, Control UV, export UV layout. I think we'll do 4K 4096 by 4096. And do I have I haven't set up folders for this yet. Okay, so we'll export that right there. Okay, Photoshop is opened up. Let's go get that that template opened up in Photoshop. I went past fantasy already, didn't I? There it is. Oh, I forgot to say UV, so you're looking like that. There we go. So open with, nope. Let's try that again. Not open, open with. Why is open with not near open? Why? Which one of you rotten bastards thought that was a good idea? All right, so I'm going to put patterns down here on this. And I'm going to take this pattern and I'm going to change it up a little bit. So I think I want these parts. I'm going to just make this larger. What is this? Image, canvas size. Let's say, all right, that's going to be my working size. I wish it wouldn't do that. What is the paste in front command? Anybody remember that? Of course not. Control C. Edit, paste, special, in place. There we go. And I want that kind of over there. So do I want to actually move you? And bring you in. And then I think I'm going to pull that off. Like that. So let's merge these together. And let's hide this other stuff. I can't remember what I did 20 seconds ago either. Control C, B, no. Let's pop over here. Let's pop over here. Control V. All right, I kind of want to line that up into that guard part there. Something like that, but I think, do I need to curve this or is that going to probably work? I smart mapped that. Did I smart map that? I think I might have smart mapped that. So I think that's probably, so I'm going to do that. Duplicate this, we'll flip it over and put it on the other side. And then I'm going to build a one that I'm going to line up on that. Then we can kind of copy these over for the other side. So let's duplicate layer. Let's image, edit, transform, something like that. Flip, like so. Take that and kind of line it up in there. And I'm going to come over here. We're just going to come back to this here. Actually, you know what? I think I am going to use this. Did I not? I got the wrong thing selected. Why is my Control T not doing anything? That's what I wanted. Those hammered out knives. I'm not sure what type you're talking about. Edit paste special in front. What is that? In place, Control Shift V. I'm going to try to remember Control Shift V. I'm going to bring you out here. And we're going to put you like right there. We're going to line you up right about there. I think I'm going to take a copy of this and just stick it on the end. Damascus. Oh, the Damascus blade. Oh, with the wavy, metally designs in them. Which one are you? That's a little better. All right. I'm going to grab that part right there. And we'll just run that like down here. This is all, you know, these. It looks crooked. You know what? Is this not exactly symmetrical? Is that what my problem is? Probably. I'm going to go with that. You know what? We'll just flatten everything. Tashim finish. That's a word I can't pronounce. Damn you, Rod. It's a flatten image. There we go. Control D, select. I can't see this because my Photoshop's in the way. Now this is, what are you? Get out of the way. The most common hammer style featuring uniform dimples that create air pockets to prevent food from clinging. Reduces friction. Those dimples increase the surface area touching food, requiring less force to cut. Oh. Blame Rod. Okay, what are we doing? Now I'm going to take this and line it up as a design element right down in here. All right, so we're going to do that. I need to put something in here. I think we saw something. Do I just want to use this in here? I think I might just do that. I'm just going to get lazy. Let's pop over here and let's just grab this. And pop over here and Control V. And just kind of line that up in here. Maybe like that. We'll try that. And duplicate that. And drag you over to this one. Are you upside down? No, you're the same way. Okay. Oh, and you're still too. Oh, I thought I sized you. I must have undid that by accident. Wah, wah. Let's try that. And now I just want to kind of line this stuff over here. So we'll grab all of those. Duplicate, duplicate, duplicate layers. There we go. Yep. And they're going to kind of sit up in here. I'll have to tweak those a little bit to fit a little bit better. I think my angle's off a hair. I undid something. Probably good enough. Okay, I'm going to get this over into, and then we'll use it to just stamp in this. So I need a white layer back in here. File. Save as a copy. Let's do that right there. I'm going to use this as decorative height. We'll do that. And you know what I think I might need is actually an inverse of this. I'm going to be, you know what, let's duplicate those. Let's group all of this. New group from layers. There we go. Let's hide that. Let's merge these. Am I not getting a merge option? I have to come over here. Merge layers. Control I. I can use this as a mask. Actually, probably want to use a mask. So save as a copy. I'm going to call you height mask. Okay, now let's pop over. There's Substance Painter. All right, let's bring that mask in. Import resources. Add resources. Hey, look at that. I want you. I choose you, Pikachu. And you're just going to be an alpha. And I'm going to import that into this project. And then what I want to do is yeah, we're just going to make a fill layer. I'm just going to add a black mask. With that. And I'm not seeing, am I not seeing you? Are you not lining up? I should see something, right? This base color should be different if my mask is working. Maybe that goes into the alpha channel. Did I do a fill layer or did I do a paint layer? I got a fill layer. Yeah, I got a fill layer. I'm going to add a black mask. Yep, okay, I got my black mask. Oh, my black mask has got a paint layer on. Nope, my black mask needs a fill layer. Needs a fill layer. Got it. And I can take this, drop that on. There it is. It's not showing up really well, but I see it. We're getting there. All right. So right now we just have color. I don't even know if I want color on here. That makes it easier to see the pattern, right? And basically, I'm going to want to use a height map. We're going to just sink it in like that. I'm going to put a filter on here that's going to convert height to normal. And did I get my, and I got my little thing up here. Nice. And it's just sort of a random pattern. Because I'm too lazy. I'm ultimately lazy. So I don't need that, but I do kind of want to convert the normals on this too. So we'll do that. We'll come over here and we'll add a filter. And we'll just add a height to normal. So when we come over here to my normal map, we see that in there. This isn't showing anything on the normal map over here though. Let's fix that. And I'm not seeing anything. Let me try here. I'm going to pull in another fill layer. This is just nothing but a normal map, and I'm going to use. Oh, what was that? There's like a name for my mesh maps. My texture sets. So I have right there normal. What are you? You are called normal default normal. So can I just take you and drag you into here? Can I just, I guess I can't. Can I just take you from here and drag you over here? Nope. Can I just do normal? If I can spell normal. It's abnormal. It's my normal. There it is, right there. I can take that, put that there. There it is. There it is. That's what we want. Yeah, this is what we do for fun and relaxation. Watch Chris play with normal maps. All right, so that's working. We're going to come back over to... Where's my layers? Where do my freaking layers go? There they are. If I push you over here, why am I not seeing this anymore? Is it because of this? It is. You're not doing anything. Because you're not doing anything. Let's see if we can do something with this. That's that brass, right? We'll just do that. There we go. You're not, I'm still not seeing. I can kind of see it now. I gotta tweak the height maps, I think, is what it comes down to. I don't know. It looks, well, it looks a little weird. Well, there it is. I can see it now. You know what? It's probably going to be okay. Let's give this a shot. And actually, let me try something instead of this instead of this brass. There's a cool bronze I haven't used in a little while. Bronze. Right there, aged bronze. Let's put you on there. Let's drag you down here so we can get that normal map. That looks cool. Let's and let me see if I can find an even more rusty. So leather worn chest, grinding, and rusted steel. I'm gonna group those. And then we're gonna build one more right here. So I want that. And I also want to make sure I get that. So that looks good. Okay, let's see if we can get a... If we actually have even a grungier looking leather. And what I might do is, I don't know, is there a worn horse leather? And just crank up the wornness on that. Let's take a look at our options on that. Let's make sure that's actually in the normal channel. Grain intensity. You know what? We're going to scale that a little bit. Wrinkle intensity. Worn leather filter. What do we got here? Worn amount. That's cool. Worn variation. Crank that way up. I'm not getting... Does that come back in with that? Nope. What are you? You're just a normal... Oh, I've got a base color in there too. Let's turn that off. And there we go. I can just see that normal map kicking in a little bit on the handle there. And let's see if we can find even a more worn steel or something. Let's actually rust. I need something that's not sleeping. Rust leaks on steel. Oh, that looks like it's got weird banding though. Rust on surface. You know what? I'm not crazy about that. I want rust to look rusty. Maybe, what is this one? Maybe that's the rusty version. You know, if I can I put maybe a dirt filter on here? We'll try that. Add it. No, I want to add a generator. That's what I'm looking for. Add a generator. And we'll do a dirt. That's totally not what I wanted. Maybe add a generator here. And see if we can get the contrast up. So there, we're getting the rust down around the corners. Although I don't really want it there. And I don't want that. I wanted to blend into each other. I'll sort that out. Anyhow, let's tweak the rust levels on this dirt. See, I like that, except it's bleeding into everything else, and I just want it on the blade. Well, I don't know. Do I put a white mask in here and then just I don't need that. Let's get rid of that. So if I put that down here, if I set you to, what if we screen you? Is that going to work? That flipped it. Yeah, that's not doing what I want to do. I know what I want. I'm just not quite getting there. Color selector. Let's take a look at... Yep, all right, we got that. Nope. Nope. Well, you know what? If I put black mask on and select the stuff I don't want, maybe that's what we'll do. So let's try that. Why are you arg 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 arg? I'm gonna back up. There it is. Multiply. I got it. There we go. We got our rust on the sword. So there's the real. Yo, Digital Deck, how are you doing? I'm texturing a sword. I've got 3 variations. So let's group all of these together through here. I think you go over there because you are my normal map. So I don't need you in there, but you don't seem to be. I'm still not quite seeing you, am I? I'm seeing it there. Okay, so we're fine. We're fine. This is my height to normal. I'm going to put you there. That should be creating patterns in here that I'm not seeing. But I can see it. I can see them there. So I think we're fine. I'm doing well, thanks. Happy New Year. I think we're ready to set this in the DAS. I think this is just going to be the textures we're going to use for this. Um, so there is the nice, clean, shiny version of the sword. This is a little more worn. And that's a lot more worn. So I think we're going to do sword with old and ancient variations. We'll do that. We'll start off with this. And let's set this stuff up in DAS. So let's get DAS is open already. Oh, I was working on the aerobics outfit, so let me save that and open up something new. Aero. All right, let's hit save on that. Let's say file, new, do that. I'm going to steal hand poses from something. I recently did hand poses for a sword that I rebuilt for Charles. So we're going to pirate that. He found this STL file for Needle from Games of Swords, Games of Thrones, that was used by Arya. So I cleaned that up and gave it to him. But when I was doing that, I also made hand poses. So we're going to go steal those hand poses. Are you done yet? Nope. Let's come over here. I didn't want to come back over here. There we go. Are you the right one? You're not the right one. Dang it. That's the right one. Okay, let's come back over here. Okay, I'm going to save this. We're going to call you, what am I calling this stuff again? I've already forgotten the name. Something Fang. Is Daz done yet? Daz is not done yet. Come on, man. Come on, man. So I'm going to make a Barbarian Babe outfit. Kind of armored bikini with a sword and scabbard. I'm thinking maybe a bit of a cloak and boots and some arm stuff. Come on, Daz. What are you doing to me, man? You know what? I think this is good to save. File. Save as. Wild Fang. That's what we're calling this. Wild Fang. I'll put that right there in the whip folder. I don't know if Daz is back yet. Daz is still thinking about it. You know what? Daz is thinking about it. Let's go set up my project folder over here. Let's run over the templates. Template, that one right there. So I'll need a people and a runtime and a templates folder. We'll copy those. We'll run over here. Wild Fang. There, we'll paste those in there. I think Daz is finally done. We'll get back over there in a minute. Okay, people. Genesis 8 female clothing. Me. Okay, this is going to be Wild Fang outfit. Am I saying Fang? I am saying Fang. Okay. Probably all good. And then we'll come over here. Set up a Genesis 9 folder. Okay, that's ready to go. Now I have a place to save stuff. I'm going to pop back into here. I'm going to make a copy of this. We're going to put you back to the center. So it is, the sword is centered up where the hand's going to hold it. I think that's about the right spot. I might be a little far forward, but that's pretty close. So anyhow, let's, not that one, this one here, let's export that out. I'm just going to overwrite that, make sure the materials is checked on, selection only, export. All right, then we're just going to do this. Scabbard. And export that. All right, come over into Daz. Ooh, somebody saved something wrong. Let's hit save on that. Well, let's do this for Genesis 8. It's almost 9, but I'm going to get the sword in here and we're going to get the texture on it and call it a night. And now we're impatiently waiting. So have some of my cold tea. It was hot 2 hours ago. You know what? I think I haven't saved the texture yet. Let's save the texture. I'm just going to save out the clean texture for right now. We'll do that. Have I saved this yet? I haven't saved this yet. Let's cancel that. File. Save as. Wild Fang. Actually, no. Yeah. This goes in the whip folder over here. And I need a substance folder. And then in here, Wild Fang sword. Okay. And now we can save the textures. Export textures. There we are. We're going to do 5 channels, 4K, and now it should save with the file name. Boop, boop, boop. All right, open output directory. There they are. Cut those. Head over to here for a minute. That's still sitting on the clipboard. Let's import in our sword. That's an import button. That says hose. That is the wrong one. Fantasy. There we are. Wild Fang. Whip. I want that one right there. Looks good. Accept that. So that's the way I usually will like to bring swords in. We're just going to make sure that our object center is right there in case it isn't. So let's go over to Join Editor. Let's go to Tool Settings. These should all just say 0 and 0. And you can see where it put my origins over there, but I want you at 0. So there, so that should center sort of in a hand. What I'm going to do is I set up some hand poses for another sword, so we're going to use that. Needle, there we go. And there's a copy for the left hand and a copy for the right hand. Also, let's get the textures on this at this point. Let's pop over to surfaces, hit that. Let's put on a generic shader. And the big thing with this is it just collapses everything, so it's easier for me to work with. You guys haven't been copied yet. You need to go over here somewhere, maybe? Maybe? Runtime, there we go. Textures. Me. Projects. This is, Wild Fang. This will be for the sword, so we'll put another folder in here. And we'll put those textures right there. And then we'll drag and drop these into DAZ. Okay, base color into base color. Height. I will put into the bump map. Metallic goes into metallicity. Normal, I'll put into the normal channel. And roughness over here in the glossy roughness. There we go. The color didn't drop. It's missing the color. There we are. All right. I might change the scaling on that. I think it was looking okay before. Let's do this. You know, that needle looks awfully long. We're going to select that needle and we're going to copy that. Then we're going to select this and we're going to parent it to the hand and then paste. So, and we're doing the left hand first and then Control V and that pops in the shape. You know what? That looks okay. It looks a little off. I think I want to maybe slide that forward a bit. And I don't need the needle anymore over there, do I? That's probably going to work. And then I'll make a copy of that. And then we'll put that over into the other hand. I don't need that needle anymore because I just copied its position. And Control V. And that kind of lines up. So there we go. I've got them in the hands already. I'm going to save this as a figure prop asset. I'm going to log off, friends. Hey, thanks for being here, Willie. Yeah, I'm almost done for the night, too. Hey, everybody, check out our good friend Willie. Here, there, and the other where. Take care, friend. All right, save this as a figure prop asset. We're going to come over here to the folder we're currently working in for this project. Fantasy, Wild Fang, People. This is the Genesis 8, so we're going to just do this over here. I'm just going to put it right here. I'm just going to do a quick save. I will save it with the hand pose a little bit later. But right now, you are Wild Fang Sword. I'm just going to do that. And we'll save that. Have I got a project for that? I don't yet. So this is going to be Wild Fang. Wild Fang Sword. Content type is prop. I'm just going to say prop because I don't think all of that stuff is meaningless. Oh no, you know what? My directory hasn't been set up yet. I got to cancel that. I got to add this to my content. Libraries. Oh no. Add studio formats. Add projects. Fantasy. Wild Fang. There we go. Boop. Accept. Oh good. Now I should be able to save it as a figure prop asset where I need it. It should appear right here at the bottom of my list. There we go. All right, let's try this again. Let's see if it remembers my folder. Yay, it remembers my folder. Wild Fang Sword. All right. Wild Fang is good. You are a prop. And accept that. And it does its thing. All right, let's do a quick render and call it a night. So while this is rendering, we'll see who's on. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate it. I hope you are enjoying your new year so far. So far, so good. I can't tell if my details are showing up. I might punch a little bit darker color in there to help pop them a little bit more. I am actually seeing the engravings a little bit. That's coming along nicely. That'll do, pig. That'll do. All right. Let's see who's on Twitch, and we're going to call it a night there. We're going to roll down to the bottom of my follow list, work our way back up, look for some of the art friends. Bad Tooth Records is doing music, always a good time. Ooh, my friend Dapster Dan is on tonight. Always a good time. DJ Ray is already on. Always a good time. You know what? Let's go over and say hi to DJ Ray. Only 364 more to go. So far, so good. We only have to have 364 more good days, and it's a good year. Yeah, baby. Okay, let's do this. And thank you for, hey, if you're on YouTube, Art, I appreciate it. Like and subscribe. That would be awesome. Yeah, if you're on Twitch, we're gonna go raid out to DJ Ray. Let's do that. Let's go over and say hi to DJ Ray tonight. So we got our raid calls. If you're not a subscriber, use that. If you are a subscriber, you get to use the sub raid call. There you go. Hey, buy my stuff on Daz. Feel free to join the Discord. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to do this. Oh, yeah. Alrighty, let's do this. Let's go over and say hi to Ray. I should start the raid, though. /raid. Let's get Ray up here so we can go over and say hi. Bum, 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 bum. Ray's been starting a little earlier. Not gonna lie. There we go. I got too many E's in there. Thanks for being here, Rod. Take care. And I think Leo was here. and Charles was here earlier, and we had Art in the house, and somebody whose name was falling on my brain. We had Willie in the house. I'm going back because there's somebody not deviant something. It began with a D. Damn it. Don't you hate it when this happens? There's Leo. I see Leo. Oh no. Oh no. I forgot the other person who's here. I'm so sorry. Uh I'm blaming Mitch McConnell. It's all Mitch's fault. When in doubt, blame Mitch. I'm trying to scroll back. Nope, I'm not seeing it. I'm sorry, man. I am so sorry. I appreciate you being here, though. Are we ready to raid? I think we're ready to raid. All right. I hope you all have a good rest of a Thursday and a happy new year. I will be back Saturday, 1 p.m. for more 3D stuff. Probably working on Barbarian Babe. We'll do that. Anyhow, yeah, always blame the other guy, for sure. Let me come over here. Let me copy my raid call. And let's go over and say hi to Ray. Raid call is copied already. Hasta la vista, baby.